And Express, we're here with Victoria Kimani, who will be unveiling her new album Safari tonight at the Tribe Hotel. So while you're creating this album, I understand that you are also able to put together a 2.5-minute fashion film show kind of thing on Kenyan fashion.
Yes.
Yeah, what inspired that?
That whole experience was so amazing. Kenya Tourism, you need to holler at me because I'm really... Okay, so basically I went to Borana Conservancy, and I knew I wanted to have a safari-inspired shoot.
Right.
For not only for my album, but I also wanted to create a fashion film, because when I am in these other places in Africa, people ask questions about Kenya. They say, what does it look like there? How is the fashion? How's the music? And so this was like my way, or like a contribution to kind of showcase that. And so what I did is I linked up with a few Kenyan designers and stylists and photographers, and it was just an all-Kenyan project. We went to Borana, which is the same place that got the Lion King inspiration. Pride Rock was there. And I thought Pride Rock and this whole thing is just such a wonderful international glimpse of Kenya, because you've seen it in the Lion King, but here it is in real life. So we went there. Shout out to James Otieno and Zamoyo Designs. Fawi helped me style. And that's actually where we shot the album cover in Borana. And if you look on my Instagram now, at Victoria Kimani, you'll be able to see the album cover. But yeah, it was quite the road trip. Right. We drove down there, and we just tried to create moving images. So not just a typical photo shoot, but also actual film. Like, this is how the textures look when you're moving. And I've gotten amazing responses from that. People are like, whoa, we didn't know that this is like, there's this type of fashion in Kenya.
Right.
And so, you know, it's like I said, it's all about just creating that platform for creative people in Kenya, and showing it to the world. And it's gotten so much love, and we didn't even really push it too much. Initially, it was supposed to only be for Instagram. We ended up creating putting it on Vivo, and now it's been on all the fashion blogs and stuff. So,
right. I mean, nothing is ever just on one social media platform anyway.
You know, yeah, man.
It was bound to.
You got to put it out there, and so. Yeah, I'm very, very proud of that. I'm very, very proud of that perspective of fashion. If you're able to look at the film, or if we're able to show it now, there was tilapia skin leather.
So that's on your YouTube page as well?
Yeah, actually it's on my Vivo. It's on my Vivo page. I think they had a snippet of it playing earlier, but I mean, just the details and the way they created, like I said, the choker and the bra, I hate to call it a bra, but the bustier I was wearing is actually made out of tilapia skin.
Right.
I've never heard of that. I didn't know that you could make leather out of fish skin. So, I mean, those are just things that Kenyan fashion and jewelry is on another level. It's totally different from all other African designs. And yeah, man, shout out to Zamoyo Design. She's so talented.
Right. Okay, now we'll be taking a look at that a bit later on, but let's get to a few rumors that you could maybe demystify about yourself.
No.
So you've been in Nigeria a lot, you know, most of your time, and you've had collabos with different Nigerian musicians. So there's been allegations that you're having an affair with Wizkid, with Diamond, with Jaguar, with Victor Wanyama.
Whoa.
You've had those.
You know what's so crazy? Okay, let me tell you something. Diamond, I did a collaboration with him. So the rumors come from collaboration.
Right.
Sawa. Wizkid is my friend. We've hung out before, so I could see where there could be rumors. He came to Kenya. I was very supportive. I could see the rumor. Both false. Okay, both extremely false. Extremely false. Do you think I want my heart broken? Connie, these guys are super duper stars, and they're with, you know, whoever they're with. You know, whatever. Who's the next person? Victor.
Those Victor Wanyama, those Jaguar as well.
Victor's also rumor. Victor is my friend. He has said it for years. I've said it for years, but people don't want to accept it. I think it's because in their head they think it would be a good idea and they like the concept of it, Victor and Victoria, but we're friends it never happened, it never went down at all. Then, okay, Sawa, so those three I understand because I've had a friendship with them. But where did this Jaguar rumor come from?
You tell us.
I don't know where it came from. I don't know if his PR team put that out. I don't know, but that has never happened. Like, I don't have his phone number.
You don't have his phone number?
We don't
okay.
speak.
All right, okay. So
we don't.
Then to demystify all this and put it all at rest.
Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous. Like, none of them are my type.
Okay. So, is there a possibility of you announcing anything relationship-wise?
I have actually. I've been very vocal about. I mean, okay, so I am. I can't believe I'm saying this.
You have to.
No, I mean, you know, I am dating someone in particular. No, he is not in Nigeria. You know, I won't tell you where he's from, but he lives in South Africa. So it's kind of a long distance thing, man. So like, to be honest, like he's there and that's cool, but my boyfriend is my music. That's what gets all my attention and you know, no offense to him, he's nice and everything, but I don't have a ring on my finger, so I don't really feel the need to acknowledge publicly and declare my love for this guy.
All right, that's harsh, but okay.
Yeah, I know, it's harsh, but hey, ladies, like, work first, okay? Before you work first if you can. So that if he leaves, you can support your children and you understand. So I'm setting myself up first.
All right, great stuff. And I'm looking at some comments on Twitter, a lot of reactions on the new single, Giving You, with you featuring Sako D. People saying it's a very dope song. Wow. But there's a question here, and somebody is asking, how do you manage the business aspect of your career? Is it just, because it must be a lot. You have tours, you have performances, you have a record label that you're signed to. How do you manage all that?
You have to pace yourself. You have to pace yourself. You have to wake up in the morning knowing what you're setting out to do. You have to make plans. You have to write things down and cross them off when you're done with them. The trickiest part about the business is the politics.
Right.
And staying cordial, even when you want to blow up, or when you know you deserve something and you don't get it. You can't be like, oh, I didn't get this award, I didn't do this. No, you need to be cordial. And man, I think that's been the biggest challenge for me because, again, I come from a family of rappers, so like by default, my first reaction is, what?
Right.
What did you just say? Even on Twitter, people who follow me on Twitter, they know, like, every now and then I make examples out of people, but I think the hardest thing for me has just been just that aspect of it, knowing how to deal with people professionally, even when they're not being professional to you. When they're not being fair to you, still be fair to them.
Right.
And I think that that's a really, really key thing in business, and I think it's that's the difference between a lot of people when it comes to longevity. Some people literally have all the talent in the world and shoot themselves in the foot because they can't control their emotions. And for such an emotional person as myself, you know, that's been a daily challenge. But I mean, I've got 2 praying parents and I've got really good friends around, and I'm just happy to be in a healthy, happy, emotional, psychological place because, I mean, even when you see like what's going on with Kanye West, like he's married to the most beautiful woman, he's friends with Jay-Z and Beyonce, he's doing things with the president, but he's having all kinds of breakdowns because you deal with so much, especially when you're trying to push the culture forward. You're not trying to just do what everyone else is doing, you're trying to create different aspects and different things. So, you know, it's a lot of pressure on artists and public figures. I'm sure even yourself, there's been people who've had 1 or 2 things to say, but you just keep getting better. You take the constructive criticism, you leave the hate, and you fix yourself. You keep growing.
Pick up and keep going.
Yeah.
All right. So, as you launch your new album tonight, of course, let's look back at your journey. You know, it's been several years of you being in the limelight. What's been your best moment so far?
I have a few really, really good moments. One of the first ones, we did the Chocolate City Kenya launch, and that was right after I released my first 2 singles, Mtoto and Oya. And I didn't really expect anyone to show up, to be honest with you, besides like my brothers and like maybe a few folks. But let me tell you, it was literally packed. We did it at a museum. I mean, it was such an emotional thing for me because, first of all, I didn't think anybody was paying attention, and because of the flack I got on Twitter, I genuinely thought, hey, maybe people are not really feeling me, you know? But people came out, so that was one of my favorite moments. Another great moment for me was performing at the Channel O Awards, which was in 2013. I performed in Toto. That was so huge for me because, first of all, like, I was performing in front of everyone in Africa just for my first official African single. So that was a big milestone for me. And now there's been several other really, really good moments, especially in Nigeria, whereby I've had certain opportunities that I'm not supposed to have as a Kenyan.
What do you mean you're not supposed to have?
No, I'm not supposed to. Like, that is a for us, by us community in a way that you see how we're welcome to outsiders and we're, you know, prioritize the outsider first probably. Over there, it's all for us, by us, this is who we are. So for me to be able to come all the way there as an outsider and be in positions and perform on certain platforms, I mean, as a Kenyan, that for me it's very, very special. I know it's the grace of God. I know it's favor and hard work, because label or no label, if people don't want to work with you, they're not going to work with you.
Right, sure.
So and last but not least, and not last, but for right now, another great achievement of mine is this album. Like, this is the baby. Like I said, this is the real, honest Victoria Kimani. This is who I am. It's like, take it or leave it. And not to sound rebellious or unapologetic, but that's who I am, you know, so.
All right, and we will be challenging you to, you know, do a bit of vocals for giving you in a few minutes as we wind up. But let's go to the worst, you know, your downside in this journey so far.
I think that, like I said, I try to focus on the positive, and I try to be optimistic. But, you know, life is life, man. Sometimes, you know, like, this is the world we live in. There's actually way worse things happening in the world, hey? So my little issues, I hate to even talk about them because it sounds like I was another superstar complaining. But, I mean, I will say that one downside for me is, excuse me, having to spend Christmas away for the past 3 years has been really, really difficult and very lonely for me on that side. It's not like there's some boyfriend there that I'm shacking up with. That's not happening.
You demystified that.
Right. So, and every year around the holidays is when I'm most booked in that particular country. There's so many events. I've begged and pleaded, guys, I really want to perform here on Christmas. I want to perform here in Kenya on New Year's. I want to be here. Like there's like electricity here. The roads are good. People are nice. Like, I want to be here with all my heart. So I think that's been the biggest, like, downer for me, is not being able to consistently work at home. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I do feel like it's changing. I'm still hopeful that it will.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep trying. I'll keep pushing, and yeah, like Kenyans like deserve to see me perform. Hello.
They do, but I mean, I know we've already spoken about this, but talk to us a bit. Paint us a picture of how it is in Nigeria. You say, you know, it's by them, for them.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's all about
They're very patriotic.
them.
Very, very, very patriotic. There's a television network, top 3 for music videos. I won't mention the name. I went there with my video almost a year ago, the one, it's called All the Way, featuring Kuli Chana. I said, hey, can I get your support on this? Before it even came out, I had a meeting with the guy, and he said, we are focused on pushing our Nigerian artists first. That is the priority. And I'm like, that's cool. But like, we play your stuff
all the time.
So
a bit too much. What
you're telling me is, you're not gonna play me, and I'm here standing in front of you. So you're really not playing the guys back home. So I've had to have these battles. I've had this battle right here. I've had so many of them with radio guys, TV guys. I know I've broken certain doors down, but I'm talking 3-4 hour conversations over drinks. you need to play our music.
Right.
You need to, but the experience has actually been quite amazing because as much as they are patriotic and love themselves, they also seem to have enough room in their heart for other people,
right,
like myself. As soon as I announced that I'm there, even on Twitter, I'm already getting booked for just random things, interviews, shows. Hey, come share your story. And it's not even just corporate shows or major shows. Sometimes it's weddings or people's birthdays. Like, they just love entertainment. I think that this is how I break down West Africa as a whole. I won't even really just say Nigeria. I'll say that because of their living situation, art is their way out. Fashion, music is their way out. I think that's how they cope with their there's 200 million people and it's corruption everywhere. So you know that there's going to be all kinds of crazy things, but I know for a fact that music is a big part of them, and I think it helps them escape from their situation. And so here in Kenya, we've got so many luxuries that we can kind of do with or without the music, really. And we have, so many other luxuries. Right. We can watch movies without electricity being cut out. We can drive down the road without literally being like this to drive down the road. Not to say every road is like that. I don't want to come off sounding crazy because there are some beautiful, beautiful places there. But we just have so many luxuries here that I think we take advantage of, and art and fashion. It's still on the rise. Right. It's like last night, I think there was a fashion show. I was looking at pictures. It looked amazing. And I know that it didn't look like that 3 years ago. So I do see growth. They were not always where they are today. One of the reasons I'm even comfortable to go there, again, like I said, my parents are missionaries. And when I was 14 years old, they went to Nigeria. Right. And I had to stay there with them. Bamboo was there. Kimia was there. We stayed there for 2 years. And so later on in life, when the opportunity presented itself to go back there, I knew what I was getting myself into. But in general, at that time, they weren't really playing too much Nigerian music on the radio. They were actually playing, you know what? I was hearing Wire on the radio. Really? And this is like 2001. Okay, so this is actually 1999 to 2001. There was probably one artist being played on the radio there from their country. They were like us, playing Americans and everyone but themselves. Right. So this is taking a process, and I know we're going to get there. We're already getting there. So time will tell. All right, so we're just about to wind up. So what's next for Victoria Kimani? This new album, Safari, is your last project with Chocolate City. Yes. What are we expecting from you after that? Bigger and better, global, global. Like I said, there's other African artists taking it to the globe, so am I. I feel like I've kind of worked in reverse because like I said, I was born outside and came back home. A lot of people are home trying to go back outside. So just taking the music to the world, perfecting my craft even more. We all have the same hours in the day as Beyonce. And if her videos can look like that, we can work harder and do better. Do the same. So I'd like to see my art get better and better and better and just keep going. All right, and keep going. And let's see some of your art as we wind up the show, giving you the one single, one of the singles in the 15-track album Safari that will be launching tonight by Victoria Kimani. So let's hear Giving You as we wind up the Weekend Express. My name is Michelle Ngele. Many thanks for watching. Take it away, Victoria. Thank you. Hey.